Ben Mckay is a 24-year-old stand-up comedian and dumb little baby boy. And you are listening to his podcast. Each episode, Ben uses Reddit to learn life lessons. Today, Ben talks about neighbors.
All right, episode 2. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. This is the second one. We're doing it again. I hope everything looks the same. I really am unsure about this lamp. I don't know if that's good. I think my hair is a little bit worse than last time, so I'm stressed. But I took a B12 vitamin a second ago, so I do feel good. I think you guys are gonna get some good stuff here. I hope. This one though, this is the podcast where I take part of my life, an aspect of my life that I want to improve on. Then I go on Reddit, find some stories, see if I can learn a thing or two, reflect on my own experiences, and by the end of this, I'm going to be the best, so watch out. This one I picked day jobs, though. I've had a lot of bad day jobs. I've had so many jobs in the last 5 years or so. I found a bunch of long stories, a few short ones, though. Lots of just little silly. I'll kick it off with a silly one. This first one's from the Staples employee thread. Which don't bother going through. Most of them were pretty boring, but this one's funny. It said, I had an older gentleman bring in risque photos of his wife, both young and old, to get laminated. Unfortunately, the newer the photo, the less the wife was wearing. Props to them for still having magic, but I can't get the image of old woman boobs out of my mind now. And he wanted them for his wallet. That's so sick. This guy's complaining, but what a good day. You work at Staples. That's so fun. No way this lady knows this guy's carrying around he's in person leaking her nudes. That's crazy. Also, an old man's coming in. There's no way he's being like subtle about it. He's cracking jokes for sure, right? He shows the kid the photo. He presses it. He goes, "That was easy." Right? Old pervert. Also, for the wallet, I love that. Put nudes on your phone, they're in the hidden folder. There's no hidden folder on a wallet. Although I guess actually old man wallets. They got the Costanza wallet all thick, right? Maybe he's got it in there with his receipts from 2015. Maybe that is actually kind of hidden. Now laminated sexy photo you're putting at the front of your wallet for sure, right? Especially this guy. That's so cool. It's an older guy. I hope that when he does pass away, it's at the right time, it's painless, it's quick, and he's lived a great life and he's ready to go. But I do hope when he does pass away that he's in public somewhere. So then a police officer has to go get his wallet, look for his ID, and see his naked elderly wife and a before picture. Just high five the dead body. That guy's the best. I guess lessons from this. Maybe get a job at Staples. You get to see some old granny titties at Staples. Get to see some old lady boob. That's fun though. Lessons from this though. This guy's a loser. First of all, I don't want to see old lady boob. Yes, you do. That's if you hadn't seen it, you'd want to see it. I want to see it. All right, number 2. This one was from a thread that it was like the embarrassing first day at work stories. This one, person goes, I fainted in the middle of a team meeting with about 50 people around on my second day. They called the paramedics and an alert was sent out about a week later on it since they had to upgrade the procedures if an incident like this happened again. It was a great icebreaker. Okay, that's embarrassing. I don't know. Once you get over that, though, once you do get locked in, phenomenal excuse you have moving forward, right? You're the fainter, you go, can you work late? Whoa. Can you skip lunch? Oh, I need it, I might pass out again. And if you really want to get into something, you're in a meeting, you're not ready for a presentation, just drop. Just go and go, oh, she does this, Good lesson from this. If you can, early on in a job, set precedent with a physical ailment of some kind. some kind of physical limitation that you could set early on that they can't really test you on, because then you're gold. A few years ago, I was doing a show at the Oshawa Yuck Yucks, and I kind of did that. I was just doing a guest spot, like a 7-minute spot, and then I did okay. It was good, not great though. And then I as I was getting off the stage, I tripped on the step, and then I just wiped out into a table of people. I knocked over all these drinks. I had a huge bruise on my leg the next day. And I was already done, right? Like, so one thing if you fall or whatever, and I still had the microphone, I could make jokes about it, but I was done. Like the host had the mic again. I just had to limp to the back of the room. I'll see if I might have a voice note. I might have a voice recording of that set. I'll see if I can hear the fall, because it's like a thud, and then like 150 people going. You know it's bad if in Oshawa they're worried about you. Oshawa is a terrible place. Okay, another one. An embarrassing work story. During a full staff meeting involving about 25 people, my camera was turned off. Unfortunately, I forgot to mute myself and was overheard negotiating my salary for a new position at a different company, a role for which I had just interviewed. That was fun. That's embarrassing. What a flex, dude. What a huge brag. Who cares about that? That's not embarrassing. That's awesome. No one believed you this was an accident, though. That's like, maybe it was a real accident. Nobody was like, oh, yeah, you just forgot to turn that off while you negotiated a high salary. I wouldn't have believed you. I would have respected it, though. I think that's awesome. I don't think there's anything to learn from this one. I think this guy's just flexing it. I have never once had multiple job opportunities where I could negotiate salary based off of them. I don't know. That is classic, though. That is classic, like the mute thing. People always mess up the mute. I know this guy. Well, we have this family friend. He's a friend. He went to high school with my dad, and he's like a big exec now for a sink company, I think it is, or I don't know, some kind of company. And he lived in Asia for a while. This isn't relevant. Who cares? But he was on a call. He told us this story that he was on a call with all of the people from all over the world. They had the like Japanese businessmen, they had the Germans on. It was like this huge thing for this whole big company, and he thought he was muted, and he was having dinner, and this guy's weird, by the way. This guy's super weird. But he wanted a glass of milk, so he called to his wife. He goes, "More milk, mummy." Gross, first of all. But he wasn't muted, and then everyone on the call is like, "Bill, your microphone's on," and he's mortified, right? That's so embarrassing. First of all, don't call your wife mummy. Like, maybe dude, that's hot. Maybe, I don't know. Not about milk though. Don't drink milk. Third. That's so embarrassing. The worst case scenario is they find out what that actually is that you were asking your wife for a glass of milk. The less embarrassing version of this is you have to say you were with like some very strange prostitute. You were deep into your kink shit, and and you needed to be on the call for it. Because I feel like businessmen, they'll understand, you know? I saw Wolf of Wall Street. Those guys are weird, right? Anyways, that guy's a weirdo. I haven't talked to him in years, but hope you're doing good, Bill. Hope mommy's still getting you your milk. Okay, story number 4. What's been your top cringiest, most embarrassing, or NSFW thing that's happened to you whilst on a Teams or Zoom call for work this year? I witnessed a colleague's toddler during a project handover meeting who climbed on the couch, dropped his trolleys, and took a leisurely pee all over the couch, while his mom was oblivious, concentrating hard on the meeting. She was alerted to the goings-on by most on the call. She then thought she'd muted and killed the video and did a banshee screech for her husband, yelling at him for not watching the kid while she had to be on a work call. With language such as, "Great, he's fucking pissed all over the sodding couch in front of my boss. Are you happy now?" She got back to the screen and realized she hadn't, in fact, muted or killed the video. Poor girl was mortified. Yeah, that's letting your colleagues see your child's genitals is unfortunate. Probably. Watching your kid piss on your couch, that's a bummer. But yeah, you see one guy, you go one notification in the corner, and it goes, Jeff has started screen recording. I go, whoa, get Jeff out of here. The double mistake rocks. I like that. I like this double down on it. Starts screaming at her little cuck husband. You think the husband, maybe he likes that? He sent the kid in there. He was like, go piss on the couch. Your mom will freak out. She'll take it out on me. I love that. I'm going to piss on the couch next. No lessons from this one. Don't watch your kid while your wife's on a work call. That guy messed up. Or he didn't. Or he really loved it. Double check the mutes though. That's a good. I don't know if I'll ever have a job that needs the mutes. I do more of minimum wage style jobs. Typically more of an IRL situation. I worked at a pool. In high school I worked at a pool in the summers. And we had a pee incident one time. There was this kid. I was going to the bathroom. I was using the stall. There was only one stall in this bath. There's like a change room and then one stall. And so I'm in there. I'm sitting down doing my business. Right, got to do it on company time when you can. But so I'm in there, and then this kid runs in, sprints in. I hear him wanting. I'm like, oh, I'm in here. Sorry. And then I hear him sort of shuffling around. I just figure he's waiting for me. But then after a few seconds, I hear like a trinkle. And this kid was peeing under the stall door. He was just sort of peeing on the ground. And it's splashing up. It's hitting my feet. It's disgusting. I don't know. I guess the kid was like, I'm going to pee. I got to pee as close to the toilet as possible. Kid peed on me. A kid peed on me. I got reverse R. Kelly'd. It was brutal. But so I told this kid, his name was Andy. He was a sweet kid. He was just kind of dumb, I guess. I told this kid, I laid it out for him. I was like, you can't pee in the pool. That's the rule. The lifeguards always say, you can't pee in the pool. Even though we're peeing in the pool, who cares? So I told this kid, no peeing in the pool unless if this ever happens where you have to pee, you can't hold it, and someone's in the stall and you can't wait for them, then you can pee in the pool, right? And I thought that ended, and it was like way later in the summer. I'd totally forgotten about this. Another day, probably at the exact same time, I was always in there. I was pretty regimented, so I was in there. I hear a kid run in. I hear a bit of a shuffle, and I go, that's probably Andy, right? Because I knew he was there that day. And but then he left, so I was like, oh, it's probably all fine. I wrap up. I finish my business. I was just about done anyways. I get out. I get out. I go back out. As soon as I step on, I realize I made a huge mistake, because Andy was standing on the side of the pool, peeing into the deep end. And then everyone got mad at him. They were like, Andy, you can't pee here. He goes, Ben told me I could. Ben told me if someone was in there, I could. Yeah, that was the last year I worked at the pool, actually, but... The lesson here, I think, is kids are dumb. Make sure you talk to kids. You realize how dumb they are. Or just avoid them entirely. I don't know. It seems like it only can get you in trouble. Unless you're nice. Unless you want to do it. And you're willing to explain to kids this dumb stuff. But I got pee on my foot and I got in trouble from this. So I think I'll work other places. Okay, I got a couple more. Just getting into the thick ones here. Story number 5. Fuck Walmart, fuck my area, fuck my existence. I've worked overnights at Walmart the past 6.5 years. This Walmart in particular is run by a guy whose brother is in the inner top circle of Walmart, so he runs it like his own store with no oversight whatsoever. I've seen him meet the fire inspector at the door, reach in his pocket, shake his hand, both of them laugh. The fire inspector says, "Good building here." Then he's back on his way for a steak dinner, turn around and leave. There are live electrical outlets under water faucets. In the entire 6.5 years I've been here, we've never had any visits by the higher-ups. Things are run down. The pallet jacks barely work. If we can get them up, they will let themselves down. Their wheels are worn flat in most cases. Because not only does the manager not have to worry about oversight, neither does day shifts. I have seen them take a running start and slam the steering bar sideways as a brake to see how far it slides and walk off laughing. Okay, day shift sounds way cooler than you to start. This is Walmart. Who cares, dude? You don't know how good you have it. Do you imagine how annoying if the higher ups were coming in like enforcing policy all the time? If no one cares, you don't care. What? Oh, it's broken. Who gives a shit? Just throw it. Make someone else. 1 billion people must work at this Walmart. Also, yeah, faulty equipment. If there's faulty equipment, live electrical outlets, take a spill on that pallet jack, baby. Take a spill right in front of the electrical outlet under the water faucet. Take a quick zap. Let Walmart pay your bills for the rest of time. 6.5 years at Walmart, dude. You're in. You got Stockholm syndrome. Who cares? The managers are rude and couldn't care less about anything. Most don't know what their job is. They just go to the back, get a product, and put it on the shelf, regardless of if that product goes there. Oh no, the Walmart isn't running well. Who cares, dude? Who cares? Just put stuff places. It doesn't matter. I worked at a Farm Boy for a while. I was in the meat department. I was just throwing anything in the meat grinder and like ground beef. Let's go. It's not even just about you being lazy. If you run the Walmart worse, that's actually better for society. You know what I mean? Every person that can't find their product at Walmart gets frustrated, goes down to a local grocery store where they actually care. That's better for your town. Everything will be better. So shut up, dude. You're a pawn. You work for Walmart. You're a pawn. What can you do? You know you're a pawn. Just rip the felt off your ass and scratch the board a little bit. Fuck up the Walmart. Who cares? Okay, they keep going. But the managers. Most are in their 50s but act like kids, making up stories about us. Mostly it's how we do nothing but sleep with each other in orgies. But I have heard others, like my coworker, was on the run from the Mexican police. That's why he's up here. You seem a little racist. You're like, there's a lot of rumors going around. You can't believe anything. But the one Mexican guy, I believe that he's a criminal. Person sucks. I'm over him. Maybe the bosses think you're having orgies, though, and that's why they're dicks to you. Maybe if you let them come and suck you off a couple times, maybe you'll feel better. Maybe they'll lighten up. They'll let you run the pallet jack however you want. 2 managers have even threatened to shoot someone here. People have been rejected vacation regardless of reason given. Marriage, death in the family. Even I've been rejected to go to the hospital. People getting fired for no reason. Marriage, death in the family, hospital stays, college, etc. It's the night shift at Walmart. Who's requesting vacation? Just don't show up. Who cares, dude? They need people to work the night shift at Walmart. If they fire you, they just don't have someone to do your thing. Just ask for forgiveness. That's what you gotta do. I don't hate when people ask for time off. Just tell them when you're not gonna be there. Just be like, hey, I am gone these days. Does that work? You know? And they'll be like, no. And you're like, well, I am gone these days. Or you're gonna go to the hospital, get fired, sue them. It's Walmart. They're gonna settle you out right away, right? They're not gonna. If they fired you for going to the hospital, you're winning that court case 1 billion%. They're not even gonna let that happen. They're gonna pay you out right away. You're stupid. There's a reason you work at Walmart. You're stupid. Nah, you're fine. Wait, I don't care. You're not listening to this. You're stupid. Things we need to do our jobs, like keys, radios, or Texlons, which are handheld devices that you can scan something to find out where it goes, how much it is, or if we have stock and other things, are hidden by day shifts. If they forget where they hid them, we get blamed. I don't like that condescending. Texlons, just say the scanny things. We all know, we've been to Walmart. I like the rivalry between night shift and day shift, though. That's very funny to be like, yeah, these fucking losers coming in at night. I hid the Texlons. But have some fun with it. They're fucking with you. Just fuck with them back, you know? Carve day shift sucks into a watermelon or something and see what happens. Have fun. Workers are equally pathetic due to lack of training, oversight, and after a while they stop caring if they ever did. No. The people who are doing a bad job working at Walmart are activists. These are people trying to take down an evil corporation by not doing their job well, by doing the thing they do best, which is be lazy, well. You have to join them. You're part of the problem. They insult each other, spread rumors about each other, steal each other's stuff. The use of racist and homophobic slurs is common. Okay, maybe they're not activists, but but by accident, by being lazy, they're doing the Lord's work. I guess they're not really thinking about the economics of it, but still. The story is so boring. I wouldn't want to hear the story even if I was your coworker at Walmart and I knew about the stuff you were talking about. I'm still reading it here because we're making fun of you. But no, this does suck. It sounds like you take it very seriously. You just have to take it less seriously. Finishes up here. Been that way my whole fucking existence. Other people getting a pass, but me, I get the sledgehammer to the face. I'm in college. I drive about 45 minutes to it. There are no other places to work in this shithole town. Well, the gas station, the McDonald's, and another rundown diner. The college says anyone taking classes there has to stay in the dorms the first 2 years, but me, for some reason, I wasn't allowed to. I've tried to move closer into a roach-infested apartment, but I've had doors slammed in my face before anyone even spoke to me. Jobs in the city my college is in have done the same thing to me a few times that I made it to an interview. The interview asks me if I'm currently working and where. When I say Walmart, they go, that place. It's just that we've hired people from there before, and we had to fire them the same day because they were rude and untrainable. Fuck my hell. I mean, that sucks. Sounds like you're in a bad situation. Sounds like you take your life too seriously, though. I know it's hard to do, but you gotta chill a little bit. I don't know. Maybe leave. Maybe go to a different place. I don't know. Maybe save up a little bit of your Walmart money. Take a dive or something. It feels like if there's this much incompetence going on, you could get some workers' comp pretty good. Save up. Get the hell out of there. Or steal. Have you thought about stealing? You should steal a bunch of money from Walmart. Just take as much as you can and then go to Mexico. Chill in Mexico. No one will look for you there because their police are too busy looking for your coworker back here. So you'll actually be fine, I think, over there. I don't know. There's some lessons from this. You gotta chill, especially at a big company. You have to chill when you're working for a big company. It sucks there. They suck as a company. Don't work hard for them. Don't do things for them. If things are going bad, I know it makes your life a little harder, but you gotta just be like, whatever, dude. I work for a car rental company sometimes. I'll clean the cars there part time. It's one of the big ones, you know. They'll pick you up or whatever, but. And it's like the least amount of money I've ever made. It's like the lowest amount of money I've ever made in terms of hourly wage. But I'm actually making some of the most money I've ever made working there in terms of reselling people's sunglasses on Facebook Marketplace. But you do a bad job. I don't do a terrible job, but I don't go crazy there. Why would you, right? I'll scratch cars, not on purpose, but I have. I scratch cars, and I can't take it to, you can't think about that too much. You can't think about it being like, oh, that's, that much damage. Who cares, right? Actually, I scratched one car once, and I told my boss, and he was like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. They don't fire you until you do $12,000 of damage. Which they should not have told me, right? Now, if I want to quit, I'm not giving it 2 weeks' notice. I'm just going to fuck up a Corolla good or whatever, right? I don't know. My point is, please don't fire me if anyone sees that from the company. But even whatever, who cares? Fire me. I don't care. I can't find another job that pays $17 an hour. You gotta not care. The no training is tough though. With this Walmart one, that's tough. It's hard when you don't get the training because then you make mistakes and they're embarrassing. Like I did for a while, I did like a freelance kind of flower delivery. I would go pick up bouquets of flowers from this warehouse and I'd go drop them off places. And my first day, I went to a funeral home was one of them. And after I did it a few times, I realized the funeral homes all have a door, like a separate door on the back that's for flower deliveries specifically because they have so many. They don't want the guys coming in and out all day long. But I didn't know that. And I go in, I swing open these two doors. And I was kind of stressed. It's my first day, so I'm running. Like I'm going quick. I open the front door. I got my box of flowers. And right as they do it, they're literally like carrying a coffin out of the church room into this lobby area. It's like a whole procession coming, and I guess they're going to the car. That was a bad luck for sure. And I was like, can someone sign for this, actually? I was mortified, but I figured it out. Someone came and ushered me away, but it was embarrassing. The flower job was cool, though. The flower job was mostly fun. Sometimes, though, you go to women's houses, and I'd give them flowers that they weren't expecting, which was unfortunate, right? I'd be like, flowers for you. They're from Nick, right? And then this lady, I have to just be with this lady as she figures out, as she understands that Nick knows where she lives. I didn't want to be part of that. I thought that job was going to be like delivering joy. I'm the flower man, happy guy, right? And turns out I was just running errands for perverts all the time. It's like, why am I doing this? Are you not allowed on the property, dude? Okay, I got one more here. So I had a horrible, horrible job for about 9 months. The mandatory overtime was ridiculous. The coming in on Saturdays was almost every weekend. It got so bad I couldn't make plans with my family because I never knew when I was getting off work or if I had to work Saturday. That sounds like the kind of lie you tell your family. Or you tell your work, I need to see my family on Saturday. That's why I can't come in. Why are you lying to Reddit? We don't care. No, you love your family. Okay. They got all of the employees together one day and announced that we had made so much profit that they were giving us all a big raise and a bonus. Everyone was excited until the 25-cent per hour raise and the $500 bonus was handed out. I mean, $500, that's pretty good, but 25 cents an hour is nothing. On an 8-hour day, which $2, that's crazy. It's insultingly low. It was a slap in the face, so we were also promised pizza every Saturday that we worked. Like that somehow made up for it. Well, about a week later, I walked out of there. A week after that, I got a bill in the mail for the $500 bonus. I laughed as I crumpled up the paper and tossed it. Been over a year and a half, and I haven't heard anything from them since. Good for you. Yeah, that's crazy. You can't ask for a bonus. In fact, that was for the work you had done up to that point. Bonus isn't for you sticking around. Ballsy move, though, to send that. You know, as they were sending that, they were like, maybe. It's worth a shot, right? We'll give you 26 cents an hour if you come back. Yeah, I don't know. I had a job once where they did that. They would do, you go, if you skip lunch on Fridays, they would pay for your lunch. Be like, how about you pay for my lunch? And then I still eat lunch. Okay. Oh, this is the last one, actually. Story number 7. I, 24 male, am getting fired from my first job, and I am scared I ruined my life. What do I do? So I may be catastrophizing this a little bit, but this is how I feel. I'm already not on your side. Don't use the word catastrophizing. Stressing me out. I graduated with a Master's of Science in Biology, December 2021. All right. You ruined your life. I wanted to do cancer research because my mom passed away. My mom passed away from cancer, and research has always been my passion. After graduating, I applied to PhD programs. Okay, sorry. I'm back on your side. Sorry, I jumped to conclusions because you used a big word, but your mom passed. I'm sorry for your loss, pal. I got onto the wait list for one of them for the PhD program, but they did not open up the wait list that year. I didn't accept any job offers at the time because I thought it'd be irresponsible to do so and then find out I got into the PhD program and then quit after a few months. When they didn't open the wait list, I started sending applications. This took a while until I finally landed a job October 2022. I admit I may have been overzealous with what I thought I was qualified for. I didn't lie on my resume or anything, but I didn't expect the responsibilities of the job. It is a research associate position at a university. The probationary period is 6 months. It's been about 3.5 months, and I received my performance evaluation. My manager gave me the lowest score on all ratings and said I am not qualified for the job at all and I am not a good fit. I make too many mistakes. I feel like a true failure. I don't know what to do. I feel like I just wasted my life and my degree is worthless if I got fired after 3.5 months. Even if I leave this job off my resume, how will I explain my gap of over a year? The worst is I am scared that I failed my mom and I will have to give up on my dream. I don't know what to do, and I can't help but feel like my life is over. Okay, first of all, you didn't lie on your resume, and they hired. Sounds like this person just doesn't like you. You know, they know if someone's in this job, they know exactly what you would know coming out of university like that, and they hired you. They should have just trained you better. This is for cancer research or whatever. They should be showing you what you need to be doing. Unless these are just mistakes, like you forget what cancer is every once in a while. I think also you got 2.5 months of probation left here. Let it ride. Be like, okay, I need help. Show me how to do better, and then do better. If this is really your passion, fucking, I gotta give up on my dream after 3.5 months. You know, you did all that. You got a biology degree. Surely you can figure this out. You're smart. Also, even if I leave this job off my resume, first of all, you didn't lie on your resume. You could have. Everyone's lying on their resumes. You're allowed to do that. Also, a year is over a year. You could do 2 years. Be like, oh, my mom died. My mom died for 2 years. Just say that. Fudge that timeline. It'll be like, oh, she always wanted to go to Europe. I went to Europe. And I'll be like, oh, this guy rips, right? Go, really empathetic guy we got here. You didn't fail your life, though. Lessons from this, relax. Just ask for some help. The performance reviews suck. At least in a job like this, it means something. I was working at the grocery store at the Farm Boy, and I had a performance review where they told me they didn't think I had enough sense of urgency. I got 0 for sense of urgency at the grocery store. That's asking a lot, I think, to have a sense of urgency stocking shelves. I was just putting items on shelves and making meatballs in the back. You can do that slow. They were asking me to stock shelves and like look like I couldn't handle it, you know? I mean, running organic honey around like I got a gun to my head. I'm not doing that, right? Just get another job or wait till you get fired, see what happens, but ask for some help. You can do it. I got fired. I've only officially been I've just stopped showing up to a few jobs. I got this job for a bit. I was delivering dog food. It was I got this job. It was on Kijiji. It was just like a 2-sentence ad. So I called the guy and he was like, have you ever driven a big truck before? And I was like, oh, I drove a U-Haul once. And he was like, oh, so you get it. And that was my entire recruitment process. Then I showed up the next week. I showed up the following Monday. He was supposed to come with me on my route, but then he was like, oh man, we're really busy. You can probably just do this yourself, right? I was like, I guess. So then I drove this gigantic Sprinter van, like the biggest Sprinter van you can get, big refrigerated thing. I'm driving it around downtown Toronto. I just moved to Toronto too. I was bad at driving a regular car in the big city. So I'm going through alleys. I'm pulling in back entrances. I fucked up that van in the first week. And I got fired. I got a couple weeks in before, but I dented it like the third time, and they were like, we gotta let you go. But I had the keys to the van because I would just go pick it up from like a warehouse area. So I had the key at my house for the van and the little like square reader for going to people's houses, which also terrifying job because it was like organic, like dry meats for big dogs. It was all like pit bulls and these like, you know, like big dogs that people feed them like lamb and, you know. So I'd show up with bags of freeze-dried meat and just ring doorbells where I know they have vicious dogs. Most of the dogs are super well trained. A lot of those, especially people that are getting like the boutique dog food, they've got their dogs trained super well. And those are great dogs, but there were a couple ones where I'd be like, oh, this is just a drug dealer's house. Big dog coming to the door and be like, oh, I really hope they've got this dog under control. This guy, though, he showed up to my house to pick up the key and the square reader, and my roommates were on the porch. He's like the older black guy, big black guy with dreads and whatever, and and he's smoking a blunt also. And he's like, hey, is Ben here? Ben needs to come out. And he's kind of mad. And my roommates were freaking out. They're like, hey, man, what's going on out here? Do you owe this guy money or whatever? And I was like, yeah, kind of, actually. But he was an intimidating guy, but he was a super nice guy. But I go out and I give him this stuff. And it's crazy to get fired. He was such a nice guy, and he had such a nice, cool company. I felt so bad that I fucked up his van. And he was like, I'm not even gonna, we're not gonna do insurance or whatever. I'm just gonna pay to fix it. And I was like, thank you, that's so nice. But it's tough to get fired by a nice guy smoking a blunt. You know what I mean? Because like clearly he's in the right. You want to be when you get fired, you want to be like, fuck you, asshole, right? But this was completely on me. It was like he was like a real like pothead. He would say this stuff. He was like one of those like inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit type stoners, you know? It felt bad to be the bullshit that day. Anyways, lessons from that story. That was just my story, but Don't do a job you're not qualified for. He probably should have trained me, though, also. So that was kind of on all of us. Hopefully, though, who knows? Hopefully one day this blows up for me. And I don't have to work any jobs anymore. And you suckers can do them and give me your money to read Reddit. That's probably not going to be it. But come to my stand-up shows. That's starting to work out for me. So come to those. Please interact with this however you're seeing it. It would be really nice to get to do more of these. If you have anything you want me to talk about or something you don't like about how I'm doing this, tell me. There's probably not a lot of you. I will change. I'll do whatever you want. Please, just validate this in some way. I don't know, though. I'm having fun making them. I appreciate you being here if you're here. See you next time.